Hey there, it's Pete, GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. Hope you had a great week. Hope you have a great weekend. Little not typical video for me. I'm going to tell you how to not get started in lawn care and how to not dominate your neighbors early and all that kind of thing. You know, if you're like me, you live a very crazy, busy, hectic lifestyle, and it is what it is. This past winter, we had a lot of rain, a lot of really, really cold weather, and snow and ice and that kind of thing. And it was just very difficult to get out on ball fields and then gravel driveways and, typical lawn care work that I would do during the winter. Just could not get it done. So I am way behind at work. At least 2 weeks behind, if not 3 weeks, meaning things I'm doing now, I should have had them done 3 weeks ago. But it is what it is. You can't do nothing about the weather. You just roll with it. So while you're watching this video, my wife and I and Jax, my son, we're going to be riding to Philadelphia. I think this is his 27th or 28th surgery, I believe. You kind of lose count after it's been so many. We'll talk about that later in the video. But right now, let's talk about how not to get started and dominate and destroy your neighbors and have the greenest yard on the block. So with everything I got going on, the last thing on my mind is this daggone yard, okay? It is what it is. Look over here at my putting green. It is exactly like I left it the last time I showed you. Still got it tarped down, nailed down, and I've got the material for that. It's ready to install, but I just don't have the time right now. We'll get to it when I get to it. Back to the yard. You can see the yard, and you can hear the dogs again. The yard's just really messy right now. Leaves everywhere, and I could care less. The yard's a little off color. That comes from the winter time. Let's go back here and look at the bluegrass. Come back here at the blue, and you can see it's a touch off color. First, let's talk about how do you change this. If you're into domination and wanting to smoke your neighbors and all that kind of thing and be the greenest first, well, you start mowing first. That's the easy, simple way. You just mow the grass before everybody else. And when you mow it, you're telling the grass to wake up and grow. And when it wakes up and when it starts growing, then you feed it. I'm a growing boy. I've been growing for 51 years now, and I have to eat in order to grow. Well, your daggone turf ain't no different. If you want it to grow, you feed it. Nitrogen is king, okay? Nitrogen equals green and grow. Back up last week, if I could have, it was really nice weather last week. I could have come out here, mowed this yard, mowed the bluegrass, put down my GCI Turf 3000, and then we got a good rain. Of course, I missed out on that because I didn't do any of that. But if that would have happened, my yard would be at minimum 3 times as green as it is now, because just that mow and that fertilizer, that quick release fertilizer, would have made it pop. Well, why didn't I do that? That's super simple. Once you start mowing, once you put the fertilizer down, that's going to be an ongoing process until we get into November, December, later on in the year, and things slow back down and things shut down and go semi-dormant or dormant or whatever they do. And I just don't want that. I just don't want to mow the grass right now. Some of you may be in the same situation. And the only reason I don't want to mow the grass right now is my schedule. Like I said, I'm going to Philadelphia, be gone up there 4 or 5 days with my son. And then all the work I got to get done, I can't do it right now. It is what it is. I figure some of you may be stressing over it a little bit, saying, well, I got this to do. I got to take the kids and do this. We got a vacation plan. We got that to do, this to do, whatever. Just don't mow the grass and postpone putting your fertilizer down, okay? It's still a little bit cool here. This coming week's going to be warm. The grass is going to naturally grow on its own from the heat. I think we're supposed to be 80 degrees on Wednesday. So the grass will probably begin to wake up without me mowing it, but I don't want to encourage any extra growth due to my schedule. So what I'll probably do is come back from Philly next week sometime, and then I've got a big ball field job I got to complete, get that done. And then the week after that, I start another really big ball field job. It's going to take 120 tons of clay. So probably toward the end of that week, I'll probably mow, which that will put us in, just for reference, I want to tell you kind of where that will put us, somewhere around the 24th of March-ish. That week, I'll more than likely mow. And of course, I don't even have pine needles now. Look how crappy my beds look. I got to edge them up and all that and get new pine needles, fresh pine needles put down and all that kind of jazz. Still got to do this golf green over here. Look over there. So got a lot going on. It is what it is. But I just wanted to share that with you in case you're in a similar situation and don't have the time right now to really jump into lawn care. And of course, if you do have the time right now, then do what I said. Mow and put the fertilizer down. Simple. It's really nothing else to it other than that. So hope that helps somebody. If you got a wacky schedule like mine. As far as Jax goes, like I said, this is his 27th or 28th surgery, something like that. And you know, God has been extremely faithful to us, just beyond faithful. You know, when he was born with thoracic insufficiency syndrome, and nobody around here would mess with him. So we got pushed up to Philadelphia to CHOP, the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and kind of found a second home there, because, you know, they're taking care of our child. And, you know, even the doctors up there said that there was a chance that he wouldn't walk. You know, would he have a normal life? They really couldn't tell us. But I don't have a normal God, okay? My God is so far from normal that it ain't even funny. And after thousands, when I say thousands, I mean literally thousands and thousands of people have prayed over our son. And now, fast forward, you know, 14 years later, after all this started, and Jax plays golf with me, has a gorgeous golf swing, very pretty golf swing, and he lives about as normal of a life as any other kid could possibly live. And yes, we thank the surgeons and the doctors and the nurses in the hospital and the modern medicine technology, and we thank God for giving them the brains to come up with that kind of medicine and technology. What he's got in his body is absolutely wild, all those rods and stuff. I mean, I've been doing this for 14 years and it still don't get old to me. But at the end of the day, God lays out the plan for your life, and God is ultimately in control. And when you put your faith and your trust in Jesus and you live your life to please him solely, and, you know, take everything away but Jesus. Give me everything but Jesus. I think that's a song. He is faithful back to you. And me and my wife are living testimony to that for 14 years straight. A living testimony that God is absolutely faithful. So let that be an encouragement to you today. If you got some troubles, health issues, money problems, marriage problems, stress, anxiety, depression, you know, God wants all that. You know, Jesus said to cast all your cares on him because his yoke is easy and his burdens are light. You know what I'm saying? So he wants you to come to him. So do that. Try that today. So hope that's an encouragement to you. I got to get over here, get with it, get packed, so we can hit the road. Check you later.